Welcome to our Tuesday morning beginner workout. Today we have upper lower core sweat. So as the name suggests, we're going to do one of each of those exercises in a group. I tried to make today's workout all standing. I do have a chair that you might need for some exercises. And I thought I'd introduce some equipment just to go along with that, because sometimes it's a little difficult to do a bunch of exercises from standing without a band. It could certainly be done if you don't have any equipment. I have a resistance band up there, but you could certainly be using light weights or cans or water bottles. We're just going to start with some arm swings in our warm-up. Equipment is certainly not required to do this workout, but it will greatly benefit it. Well, this is more of a true beginner workout, not getting on the ground. The hardest exercise is going to be, we do have step-ups in there. And we're just going to go into some side leans. So the step-ups will be challenging if you have like a chair. If you lower your platform that you're stepping up onto, it will certainly make it easier. I'm not doing like lunges with these, I'm just sort of stepping, stretching out that trail leg. And we're just going to open up the gate, so I'm coming up, going out, and then coming back in. A lot of lower body today, a lot of upper body, a lot of core, a lot of sweating today. And we're just going to go into our swimmer. So I'm hinging at the hips and I'm swimming forward. So there's not too much technique to this one. Just warms up the shoulders a little bit. And we'll go backwards. Try to keep that nice straight back. If you have trouble hinging, you don't even need to hinge. You can just swim from standing, right? Really try to make this workout your own. And we're just going to do a little side jog here. And what I mean by that is try to work for the full intervals. And to do that, you might need to modify. So try to work for the full 30 seconds. And if you need to modify the exercises, we can certainly do that for you today. And I have the comments going up on my screen here. So if you're joining live, you can certainly type those in. All right, without further ado, we will get into it. Exercise group 1. Let's clear that. We have our standing band press. If you have weights, this will be pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to step on the band. I'm just going to do one foot, and then we're pressing up. I'm keeping my elbows forward on this one rather than out to the side. So this is more akin to a military press. Our band deadlift, I'm going to step on the band with both feet. I'm going to grab nice and low on the band. My hips are pushed back, my chest is up. And all I'm doing is I'm standing up, hips back, chest up, stand up, right? The big thing is just trying to keep the back straight. And that happens by pushing your hips out of the way, slight bend in the knees, and then standing back up. Our Pallof press, I'm just standing on the band again, and arms are going straight out and back in, straight out and back in. Really trying to keep that core straight, standing tall. And then our cardio move is our high knee march. Which is just going from here. So you can certainly do all of these exercises without weight at all. You could just be holding, cans of soup, water bottles, whatever. With the Pallof press, if you don't have anything, I suggest just going into a little bit of a squat and really squeezing those hands together the whole time. But the deadlift you can certainly do without any resistance at all. So 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 3 rounds. We're up in 3, 2, and 1. Actually, 2 rounds of everything today. Just so that we can get in our cooldown. I don't know why I had deadlift stuck in my head, but I did. My elbows are forward. I'm just grabbing both sides of the band, pressing up. So just 2 rounds of everything today. We really want to keep it beginner here. All right, and then our deadlift. I'm hinging at the hips, standing back up. And your range of motion might be greater than this. It might be less. You might just be to your knees, stand up so you can keep that perfect form. I'm going to try standing out of the door frame here. Stand up. Or you could be all the way down here and stand back up, right? Oh, we still got 10 seconds, so that's right. Sometimes Tuesday mornings are my strong suit in terms of the way my brain's working. All right, then our Pallof press. Go at an angle here. Going straight out, back in, straight out, and back in. Really squeezing that band together, not allowing my body to rotate, just staying nice and square, engaging my core. There's a slight bend in my knees and my hips are pushed back a little bit. And the goal is to keep that posture the whole time and not allow our high knee marches next. Opposite arm, opposite leg on this. The Pallof presses, the band going out shouldn't disrupt your core. And you can turn these into high knees if you would like. But for today, I really wanted to keep that theme of beginner going. And this is a great place to start. It's just these tiny marches, getting your opposite arm moving, opposite leg moving. Okay, and then we're going into our standing band press, 240 to 310. I'm going to stand over here. Press up. See, my elbows are just in front of me, and I just go to below shoulder height, and that keeps my shoulders engaged the whole time. But what's actually keeping my shoulders engaged the whole time is the band. If you were using free weights, this is a bit where I would stop. Excellent. Band deadlift. 320, 350. Hinge at the hips, chest is up, and I'm standing up. If you like this class, leave a comment. I try to mix these things up. I try not to use equipment too often. But, sometimes when I try these unique things like, no ground exercises, it's almost a little necessary to use equipment, just more so to keep it interesting throughout the workout and not so much it's boring. A lot of these exercises are different, they're challenging, and you don't need to get on the ground at all. So if you have, bad knees, or you don't like getting up and down off the ground, you don't have a great workspace for that, fret not, because this is a good workout all on its own. I'm feeling this a lot more than I thought I would, which is great. All right, 440 to 510 is our high knee march, and this is round 2. I didn't fix that round timer, as I often forget, just so that it's, thought I did remember there. There we go. Opposite arm, opposite leg, marching. I try to get this knee as high as I can as I bring that arm across. All right, group 2. So, in the same vein, this is another great workout that, with it just being standing and just using a band, you could really do any time of day, right? You could pause the video, just do one group at a time. You could memorize these exercises and do them throughout your day. Now that took 5 minutes in that first group. And we know some movements better than none. So band row, yeah, I'm going to stand, maybe I should have stand it on the other side. Similar to the deadlift, we're going to hinge at the hips, but I'm grabbing it a little higher this time, hinge at the hips, and I'm just pulling my elbows past my body. All right? So we're stuck at the bottom part of the deadlift, and then we're just pulling our elbows past your body. Band squat, I'm just going to hold on to the band as I squat down, stand back up. Again, band definitely not necessary. You can be squatting onto that chair if you'd like. Our band rotations, we do need to anchor these. Should be fine to anchor it on this chair. I'm probably going to drag the chair with me. So have a more solid anchor point. I'm going to use this table. So transition is going to be pretty quick. Essentially, we're pulling and rotating through like so. And halfway through, we'll switch sides. And then our butt kicks are last. And essentially all we're doing is we're doing the opposite of the high knees. Where instead of bringing our leg high behind us, we're going high, or high in front of us, we're going high behind us. And then opposite arm, opposite leg there, try to kick that butt. Yeah, the hardest thing will just be finding that anchor point for your band. For this one, but you could even step on it too and come a little further out if you prefer. I just want to get a better rotation. Maybe we'll stick with that just for speed's sake today. You do get a better rotation if it's anchored though. All right, so without further ado, we're going to start with our band row with 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We rest pretty much when we're done because the in-between. Hinge at the hips, pull the elbows past the body. So if you're just looking what it looks like from the front, it's just like that. My feet are about hip width apart, maybe shoulder. Just pulling those elbows past my body. I'm keeping my chest lifted. Nice straight back. 10-second break. Show you what the squat looks like from the front. All right, all the way to 110. The band only really provides resistance on the way up on this one, which is kind of nice. Because you don't need to really worry about holding a weight. You missed out on a lot of eccentric loading, which is loading while you're in the sort of lowering phase of the exercise. But it's a great starting point. All right, and then our band rotations. Just going to step on it with my right foot. And then I'm rotating up to the left until 35. So I start from my bottom right hip. Rotate with my torso. My arms are just a conduit. We're switching sides. The real rotation is happening from my torso. 2 to 230. We have our butt kicks. And again, you could speed these up. But again, the purpose of today is to just be standing the whole time, just get some movement in. It is a beginner workout, but you can make your workout your own. That means you could be increasing intensity, you could be increasing weight, you could be increasing range of motion, you'd be adding sets. All right, band row. 240 to 310. And if you ever need a little bit more resistance, just grab a little bit lower on the band. I'm just trying to find a spot. I didn't even close that window today. Just trying to find a spot. I'm not washed out in the light. All right. Our band squat from 320 to 350. Again, you could be using a chair, just using your band. You could, use the band in the chair. Be helping you squat. But again, the squat is hinge at the hips. I push my hips back, bend at my knees, like I'm sitting in a chair behind me, and then I stand back up. A lot of people miss that, getting the hips out of the way, and all they want to do is bend their knees. Hips out of the way. Stand up. All right? Band rotations. If you sit on a chair, you do that automatically, but when people squat, they don't seem to do it. All right, we're just going to go for 430, or for 4 to 430. I think I lost my place there. 415, we're switching directions. And again, I'm just rotating from the torso, keeping my arms straight the whole time. Switch sides. The arms are just holding on to the band for me. There's a little bit of lift at the end from my shoulders, but I want the rotation to happen from my torso. All right, and then our butt kicks from 440 to 510. Up, or with these, whatever leg is kicking should be the arm that's forward. And you can sort of see this from the front. It looks quite natural. And that's just the best way to transfer momentum. Move contralaterally so that the body is moving efficiently. And we're done group 2. So just one more group. We'll stop the timer. Turn that down. We'll go there. So we have band curl, monster walk. Those are our only 2 band exercises. We have incline mountain climbers and lateral shuffle. I must have taken a step out, which is good. So our band curl, elbows pinned at the sides, and we're just going to curl up. The lower you grab the band, I'm just standing on the band again, the more tension, right? And we can add that little supination in there. And what I mean by that is, as I curl up, my palms turn up. Monster walk. What we do is we step in the band again. See that? That's good. I step in the band again, and then I grab the right side with my left hand, and vice versa. Slight hinge of the hips, bend of the knees, and then we're walking. From the side, it's probably a little easier to see what I'm doing here. Just like so. I'll make sure to give you all sorts of angles that you can see there. If you're using light weights instead of the band, you can either you can still do a shuffle with weights, or you could do some side lunges. All right, and then our Incline mountain climbers. I'm just going to use the couch instead of the chair. Incline position. We're just driving the knee towards, I'm going to have to move that chair, towards the chest, all right? And lateral shuffle. Similar to, you know, the monster walk, we're moving laterally, but we're just going to try to add a little bit of speed to it, all right? Without further ado, we will get started in 3, 2, and 1 with our band curl. That timer's not showing up, so just give me a second here. You guys can get going. Band curl. Yeah, I keep my elbows pinned the whole time, right? If your elbows are coming forward like this, you're using a lot of your shoulders as well, and you're using too much weight probably. We're trying to isolate the biceps here. All right, and then we have our monster walk. So again, you're going to grab opposite sides of the band with the opposite hand, just so you get that triangle at the front. Hinge at the hips, bend at the knees. I'm doing about 3 steps one way, 3 steps the next way, and you're probably feeling it in your glutes now. This exercise gets sort of the side of your hips, your glute med. That's what probably you're feeling the most. All right, incline mountain climbers. All the way to 150. Yeah, we want to make sure we have that plank position where it feels like you're using your core to hold yourself up. And the mountain climbers just add that little bit of challenge because we don't want to rotate at the hips. We want to stay stable the whole time. More here. And then we have our lateral shuffle, 2 to 230. Same thing. I hinge at the hips, bend at the knees, and we're just adding a little bit of speed. And this could be in the form of, you know, you're actually bouncing, or it could just be faster steps, right? Big thing is I'm staying square, the front of the, you know, whatever way I'm facing the whole time, right? I don't have to turn. I'm staying square wherever I'm facing. And that's round 1. Round 2. Band curl, 240 to 310. And the lower you grab that band, the harder it is. Elbows pinned to the side. This is the trick to isolating the arms, whether it's, I stand right there, whether it's biceps, whether it's triceps. If you squeeze your sides with your elbows, you're really going to activate those muscles you want to be targeting. All right, then our monster walk from 320 to 350. Push your hips back, bend at the knees, chest stays lifted. And we're taking large steps, so we're not taking such large steps that it's going to be hard to return to that normal. You know, it doesn't take a lot on this exercise to start feeling it in those muscles just on the side, below your hips. Those are a section of your glutes. Incline mountain climbers from 4 to 430. You could be using a chair for this as well. I just like the couch because of how sturdy it is. And it's a good height. And I'm just creating that angle for myself. You can see a nice straight line from shoulder to ankle. But I'm creating an angle for myself that I can feel my core engaged the whole time. And if you're having a tough time feeling in your core, just make sure you have this nice straight line. And over time, your brain is going to indicate to your body, hey, these are the muscles that we're using. We need to recruit them more. And you'll build that neuromuscular connection, which is so important. But as long as you have good form, no matter if your brain is telling you or not that you really need to engage these muscles, you will be using them. 10 more seconds. All right. So we'll use our chair. And let's use our band too for our cool down. Just gonna try to get rid of all this. We'll go to the main page here. We'll just sit on our chair. On the edge, I'm going to take my left leg, cross it over my right, slightly and forward. We used a lot of our glute meat today, a lot of our glutes today, so this is a great stretch for it. Just sit, cross your leg, slightly forward. And whatever legs cross, you'll probably feel it in that hip. And we'll switch sides. Hope you all enjoyed this workout today. I like to add these little, different styles of workout where we're only standing, maybe using some equipment just to keep things fresh. But also it's good to learn an exercise or a workout that you can do without having to get on the ground, because there might be a time where you're unable to, whether it's soreness, whether it's you don't have the ability to change into workout clothes so that you can move around quite like that. All right, so I just have the band on the bottom of my foot, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to point my toe towards my shin, and I'm going to use the band to hold my leg up so I can stretch out my hamstring. And I can sit even further back into my chair and lift that a little bit higher if I'd like. The glory about this is I can do this from sitting, right? Like I can do this during a meeting if my camera's off. Even if my camera's on, they might think I'm a little funny, but they'll understand what I'm doing. We'll switch sides. Toe pointed towards the shin is a big thing here. Keep that leg straight. See how nice and straight that leg is. And then if you want that extra little bit, lean farther back into that chair and lift the leg up a little higher. All right, we'll go with our cow face stretch. And how we do this is I have the band in my right hand. You could be using a towel as well. I understand some people were using dumbbells for this workout. So if you want to use a towel, you can do it for both the hamstring stretch and this one here. So my right arm is up top and it is straight. The stretch comes into the bottom shoulder. All right. So the stretch comes. This isn't a stretch position, but it gets stretched because you can see my arm gets pulled up a little bit. You can move through this one if you'd like. You can hold it. Whatever works best for you. We'll switch sides. Why that stretch is so great now, it's actually great at any point in time, because you probably have, like me, tight shoulders. But why it's so great now is because more than ever, people are even more internally rotated, sitting at their desk. This reverses that. So if you think of your day, down there, if you think of your day, we're like this a lot, right? We eat like this, we drive like this, we work at our desks like this. By doing that, getting the arms behind the back, we're completely completely reversing that forward motion. All right, and we'll just finish off with some side leans. So I'm leaning to the right, just feeling that stretch of my trail leg, similar to that warm-up. And we'll go to the other side. Excellent. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed that workout today. Any questions, comments, or concerns, always feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for that constructive criticism, things that I can change to make the workouts better for you. We do have a Teams event coming up tomorrow about how you can be more active outdoors and the benefits of that. I implore you to join us for that. It will be a good talk. They're always a lot of fun. And we learned some things about how we can be more active and how we can enjoy the outdoors. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful day.